So, now that Dreamworks is effectively dead, let's do an autopsy, shall we? Yes, sirree, you read that right. I believe it was inevitably Shrek that led to Dreamworks' downfall. Now, as far as the movie itself goes, I'm not really a big fan. I'm not. I watched it in the theaters as a kid and came out consumed by grief for what happened to the bluebird and her eggs. As a person who loves animals more than people, that is so not okay! PETA, stick 'em! As for the rest of the movie, it's just kinda for me. It feels like it was made by a spiteful ex-employee of Disney with an axe to grind. Which it was. But still, I know there are some of you out there who really like this movie, so I'll back off. Just know I'm more of a Shrek 2 kinda gal. Now, like most of you, I grew up watching Disney movies. It's almost inevitable in this day and age. Take a trip to your local grocery store and you'll find Disney merchandise plastered all over the place. Disney just has this lasting staying power that no other company on the face of the planet does. There have been many speculations as to why that is, but I can only say that it's by the will of God. I'm serious. You can quote sales figures all you like, but the fact that this company has gotten so big, let alone survived all these years, is an actual miracle. It's an act of God's favor and God's will that Disney has gotten to the place it has. I'm not gonna lie about it, I really think that's the reason. And with such popularity, there's gonna be some backlash.
Tallest tower for her true love and true love's first kiss. Like that's ever gonna happen. What a load of...
I could go into the really complicated history of Dreamworks, but I won't. Basically, Jeffrey Katzenberg was a chairman at Disney and then had a fight with Eisner and BAM! Ants! And then Shrek. Shrek came out and everybody loved it. Audiences loved it, critics loved it, and it even won Best Animated Film for the year. For some reason. Okay, I know the reason. Everybody was sick of Disney. It's like every Disney movie was wearing rose-tinted glasses and Shrek decided to punch him in the face. That's why people love this movie. That's why it did so well. And that's the problem. Shrek lives on borrowed fame. This movie wouldn't be nearly as popular as it was if our culture hadn't been so immersed in Disney movies to begin with. Would you find this funny if you hadn't seen Snow White? Would this character be nearly as hilarious if you hadn't already seen half a dozen Disney movies? Or gone to Disney World? Now, that's not to say that DreamWorks can't make good movies. They have. Prince of Egypt is a classic and won several awards. Joseph King of Dreams is a totally underrated prequel-sequel that I've really come to appreciate in the last few years. And while my opinion has lessened of Road to El Dorado and Sinbad as an adult, they're still absolutely gorgeous to watch. Spirit, Rise of the Guardians, How to Train Your Dragon? The list goes on. The problem is that ever since the success of Shrek, DreamWorks has been trying to make lightning strike twice. And I'm not just talking about the barrage of sequels, though I really could go into those if I wanted to. No, I'm talking about DreamWorks deliberately trying to recreate Shrek but in different genres. Case in point, Megamind. A story parodying the superhero genre by starring someone who's usually the bad guy with brightly colored skin who actually has a heart of gold and gets the girl in the end. I mean, that's not to say Megamind was a bad movie or anything, and it probably would have been a lot more popular if it had come out after the big superhero boom. But do you see what I mean? So many of these movies feel like someone at DreamWorks said, "Hey, since Shrek was so popular, let's try parodying superheroes. What about monster movies? And kung fu movies? Anybody?" And again, these aren't necessarily bad movies, but they're not Shrek. They didn't make as much money as Shrek, so that's why we didn't get a Megamind 2. That's why the plug was pulled on the Monsters vs. Aliens TV show, which apparently was pretty bad, but I've never watched it. DreamWorks spent so much time and energy trying to recreate Shrek when they could have been doing bigger and better things. And when it didn't work, they just gave up. I mean, what even happened to the hand-drawn animation studio at DreamWorks? Where did they all go? They seem to be making movies just fine. But no. They weren't Shrek. So now DreamWorks has been bought by Illumination, and movies like Prince of Egypt get treatment like this. So that's how Shrek ruined DreamWorks. Let this be a lesson to all future filmmakers. Don't spend so much time looking at the prize that you leave passion behind. Good night, everybody. He'll pull your hair out. I don't even like mocha. He'll turn your skin green. Still don't like that mocha. He'll do something else. Really don't like that mocha. And something. Don't really like that mocha. Don't really like that mocha. Don't really like that mocha. Or tea. I don't like coffee or tea. Give me a hot chocolate. Yeah.